What's up, Internet? I'm here today with Frenchy and the Punk.
Hello.
So, introduce yourselves. What do you do?
I am Scott, the punk half of Frenchy and a Punk, and I play guitar, bass, and drums.
And I'm Samantha, the Frenchy. I'm the singer and percussionist. Je suis la française.
All right. So, how'd you decide to, make your band name Frenchy and the Punk?
Good question. We kind of went through a couple different ideas for names, but Frenchy and a Punk, it's very simple actually. Samantha was born in France, and I used to play more punk rock way back in the day. So it's really just it's exactly who we are. And we like the idea of that Frenchy and the Punk, the end of something. It kind of reminds us of the cool bands from the 80s, like Adam and the Ants, Susie and the Banshees, punk bands like Peter and the Test Tube Babies. So we like that, or I really love that aspect of it. But yeah, Frenchy Punk, it's who we are exactly.
All right, I dig it. So what originally drew you to, this kind of music, and how'd you, develop it and make it your own sound?
Well, we've gone through quite an evolution. We've always been pretty eclectic from the beginning. Scott has a history of an amazing musical history. I come more from a dance background. And although I played piano when I was a kid and I was always into singing, I never imagined I would be a singer. But dance was really my passion. So for me, coming into this, I literally just joined him as doing percussion when he left the punk scene and was doing instrumentals. So I was just kind of doing percussive accents, and it just really organically evolved from there. And people who have known us for a while know that our sound has always been eclectic. We've always had that kind of dark kind of sound, but also mixed in, we did a lot of kind of cabaret kind of stuff, ballads. So that was always sort of a full picture of the spectrum of who we were in both of our energies. And I feel like since COVID, where we were really at home, like everybody else,
Right.
buckled down and really started writing, it's just the dark aspect of what we had been doing this whole time just seemed to come right up. And it's just been amazing. Actually, we're just diving in to that aspect of what we've always done. Yeah.
And I think me growing up playing punk rock, and I played like some thrash metal bands, really heavy stuff. But I was always I loved The Cure and Susie, but I also was into like Venom and Motorhead and like British metal bands like Judas Priest and that heavier sound. But also stuff like New Order we loved, and you were really into that. So I think coming from listening to all that different stuff, it's definitely more in the alternative realm.
Right.
All those kind of influences kind of come in the ears and go out the hands or the voice.
All right. Who or what would you say inspires you most to just keep going?
Both of us. Her, she's inspires me. There's lots of things,
Likewise.
like music. I mean, just like hearing bands that I love, new bands. There's so many cool bands in the scene. I don't know. Then Come Silent isn't necessarily a brand new band, but
no, but
the Bellwether Syndicate. Just new bands that they've been around for a long time too. But just new music inspires us. That makes us keep going. The love of playing music. I've been playing music my whole life. I don't have any interest in doing anything else.
Nothing else makes sense.
Nothing else makes sense. Yeah. And we love to play music together. We have a really cool connection and writing. The way we write together, our collaboration with music, art, videos. We do everything. We're totally DIY. And we love it.
Yeah. I mean, I always set out I just wanted to have a creative life. Like I said, my background is really dance. And I got into sculpture and painting. And then I got into sewing. And for me, it's always been about creating an expression. So when I just happened to fall into doing this music project with Scott, I mean, it's just been so amazing that it fulfills that part of that
Yeah,
of a creative life. Yeah.
I can kind of relate to that. I can't make music, but I love helping other people share theirs.
That's
Well,
very
that's
cool.
very cool.
We really need people like
thank
you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. You have a cool site, all the different bands,
Yeah,
going through there, Vision Video and all these, different reviews. The Waning Moon. Yeah, there you
go
go.
to them. I have to show my tattoo.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't met Vision Video. So.
Oh, cool. Really? So at Dark Forest Fest last year?
2023, but last year was even better. But yeah.
I
was in a really shitty situation working the bunk radio station that was awful, and meeting him and him being like so nice and stuff just kind of gave me the kick in the ass, and I had to go off and do my own thing.
Awesome.
That's
cool.
Great.
That's very cool. Yeah.
What? I'm being meowed at. What? Meow. What? All right. So you released. Oh, Joyce. Here she comes. Hi. Come here.
Oh.
This is Lucifer.
Lucifer, the tuxedo cat.
Yep.
That is awesome. I used to have a cat look just like Lucifer. Her name was Nikki.
All right. So you released your Midnight Garden album back in June, right?
Yes.
Yes. This one. Let's see if I can.
There we go. That looks hella cool like that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, the vinyl is actually coming out in late September.
Sometime in September. Yeah.
Oh, right off the bat, who did that cover art? Did you guys do that, or
we both did? Yeah.
Okay.
Started out as that bat frog in the middle, the like a skeleton of a bat frog. I did a pen and ink drawing, and then Samantha came up with all the cool designs around it, and she drew the eye back there. I drew these reeds like you see in swamps and stuff over here, and then Samantha did all the coloring and designing of the whole thing.
That's awesome.
The spirit board is actually in French as well. You say
okay.
Non, bonjour, au revoir. So
that's awesome.
Touch to the spirit board.
That's actually the lyric sheet that comes with the record.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Midnight Garden.
Yeah, people like it so far, from what you've heard.
Yes. Yeah, we've gotten great feedback. Our Kickstarter supporters all got it digitally. And we are actually in the process of sending out the physical CDs to our Kickstarter supporters. And yeah, we've been getting great reviews from blogs and whatnot.
Lots of DJs have been playing it. It's probably the best reaction we've gotten of a record so far, which is cool because each one kind of gets more and more interest and more people digging it. And we released 2 videos already for the record, Hypnotize and Like in a Dream.
Awesome. You working on any more videos? If you can talk about that.
Yes. We need to get going on that.
Yeah. We definitely want to do a few more, especially for like a song like the title track, Midnight Garden. We could do one. Lighting Up the Sky seems to be really resonating with people, which is really interesting. And the ones that you already said, like in a Dream and Hypnotize, are the ones we came out with. But we love doing videos. We do all our own. I do the editing. So it's a lot of work. Yeah.
We juggle a lot of stuff. We toured in the UK all throughout June, and we did with Midwest in July. So between shows and stuff, we have a lot of stuff to do. So soon, hopefully, we'll have a video out.
Yeah. Speaking of shows, you have a run coming up, I believe, right?
Yes. We are playing
that up there if anyone wants to see it.
Yep, we're playing in Atlanta at Dragon Con.
That is epic.
It's an epic event. We love playing there. We've been playing there since 2010.
Nice.
Last year we shared the stage with the Crew Shadows, but I mean, so many great bands play. This year's Vision Video, Crew Shadows, Voltaire, Aurelio Voltaire, we've done lots of shows with. I don't remember all the other bands. But,
there's so
Charming
many.
Disaster. All sorts of cool stuff.
Awesome.
And then we have shows after that. We have Pittsburgh, and we're doing Hexenfest in California. We're doing the Wilmington Goth Festival, Wilmington, North Carolina. I know I'm forgetting some.
Yeah,
right here in Kingston. We're in the Hudson Valley, Kingston, New York. We have a show coming up at Unicorn Bar.
Yeah, we have. We're going to start rifling off all sorts of shows. Yeah. We're playing the Very Scary Ball in Baltimore, Maryland. November. Yeah. We're playing the
Jewelry City in Massachusetts.
Yep, Attleboro, Mass. It's also Shepherdstown Opera House in West Virginia.
You're going all over the place.
Yeah. We're probably forgetting some. And then we're doing Dark Force Fest next.
I will see you there.
Yes,
so we're very, very excited about that. Yeah.
All right. So what does like the Midnight Garden, like the whole concept, what's that mean to you?
Well, the Midnight Garden song itself was it's kind of like the wanting to escape everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just the insanity and chaos that can sometimes be around us. And it's sort of like a gothic reimagining of the Garden of Eden. So we want our Midnight Garden. So that's the song itself. There's some cathartic kind of stuff going on in this album. Like Skip Boom is kind of like taking the power back. Hypnotized was inspired by an artist, Alice Teeple, photographer actually. And it was something we saw in one of her art shows that inspired the lyrics to that song. So there's a kind of some different stuff going on here. Mr. Scorpion is kind of my anti-fascist song.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Who inspired Mr. Scorpion?
Oh, actually, wait, hold on. No. Well, no. I shouldn't. It's the Sleepwalk Shuffle is the anti-shit.
Okay.
Mr. Scorpion is more like kind of the old ways and sort of it feels like this is a new beginning, or this is the hope of Mr. Scorpion, is that those old ways are the past. We're going to be sort of turning the page on that. So that's a hopeful song about. Yeah. So it's kind of a lot of sort of cathartic lyrics for me. And then the music. See, we write together. He comes up with he'll just be playing a riff, and I can tell if there's lyrics attached. And so I'll say like, okay, that one, just keep doing that. And then they just kind of come out from there. And it's like kind of grabbing them from the air and just work on it from there. And then you say also the same for you. It's like the music kind of just comes.
Yeah, I'm always playing guitar or bass or something, or working on drum parts. And so, riffs kind of just come to me, and, and if they work, they work.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, nothing's attached to that one.
Yeah. But,
sorry.
Yeah, right. We literally, we live and breathe music. This is, it's all we do. We're constantly working on our craft and writing songs and working on the show. So yeah, it is really in the blood, as I said before.
For sure.
In the blood.
Yes.
And I did notice when I listened to the album that End of an Era had a very different sort of sound compared to the rest of the album.
Yeah, I thought
that was cool.
That's me experimenting, kind of doing something that I've always been sort of drawn to. It's also
that's like a straight up synth track.
Yeah. There's this feeling, I don't even know if I can really put it into words, like that feeling when things seem to be coming to a close. There's this like unexplicable feeling that I get, and then like End of an Era, and there's like all sorts of things in life that we want to kind of fight not for things not to end, and it could be anything really. I feel like my hope is that song can take on so many different meanings depending on the person. It could be something positive, maybe End of an Era. We're fighting the inevitable, because there's obviously we're all gonna die. That is inevitable. I mean, that's like the big But we do fight against that, right? I mean, we're just trying so hard to just push that away. And but then there's so many other things in life that we're fighting to keep alive. Or maybe sometimes when something ends, it's like it's meant to end and it feels good, even though there's people fighting against it. You know, it's to me, it has so many facets. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say is your biggest struggle as, musicians? Is there anything that trips you up?
I mean, there's a lot of tricky things. There's a lot of struggles. I think, well, actually, business-wise or whatever, I think booking shows can always be really tricky. It's so much work and time-consuming. That kind of thing can be tricky. I don't know. I mean, we love, obviously I've said it before, we love what we do. I guess, sometimes travel is we love to travel, but it can be exhausting,
Yeah.
And also when we're not traveling, it can be, because everything is just, things can be so overwhelming because we do so much. We do almost everything ourselves except for the recording. All that aspect of it, we do go to a studio, and we don't print our own t-shirts. But it seems like almost everything else we're doing, and it can be super overwhelming. And there's just and because we do so many different aspects, it can feel like we're just being pulled in so many different directions.
Right.
Like right now, I have 27 bats to sew for the Kickstarter.
She makes bats.
I'll show you. I've been making bats for like 20 years, I guess, maybe longer. So these are my little finger puppet bats.
Those are adorable.
Thank you.
Those are pretty epic.
I love that. That's great.
So a lot of work goes into one of these little guys. This is not one of the Kickstarter ones. This is a sigil that I made. That's an intuition sigil.
Okay.
Anyway, so I have 27 of these to send out to our Kickstarter supporters. I also have ones with cats because I love cats.
I love that. That's great.
So anyway, so it's just this thing of like being pulled in so many directions can be really tough. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't like to complain about anything with music, really. I mean, we're blessed to be able to play music. So that's cool. I think another struggle could be, we love like meeting new fans and connecting with fans and people at shows and online. But sometimes, like Facebook and some of the big social media sites make it hard, algorithms.
Yeah.
And they want you to put an ad out. So that can be kind of a struggle a bit, but I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we try super hard to just adapt and to just make the most of everything, and just we're pretty resourceful people. So if we're not, like, we need some money, we can, we do things like we'll say sell stuff on eBay, or like, we're always hustling. I mean, that's the life, yeah.
So obviously you tour a lot. What's your favorite tour snack?
Snack?
Yeah. You're out on the road, you grab a snack. What are you grabbing?
Well, there's one thing that's going to sound funny, but we used to post a lot about this. We haven't posted about it too much, but we tend to buy salad on the road. It's like the most uncool, ungoth, unrock and roll. I don't know, unrock and roll thing. We were always like posting salads because we're trying to stay healthy on the road. It's like grueling.
It's so grueling that we really have to, like,
But I suppose a snack would have to be ice cream. So I got a soft spot for ice cream.
I understand.
He's such an ice cream
mint
fiend.
chip, black raspberry. We even had some like really gothic black ice cream when we played in Germany.
We played a festival there, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Made our tongue black, or tongue black.
Yeah.
What flavor was it?
I think it was kind of like
I think it was black vanilla.
Black vanilla.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
That's probably the only snacks where we go.
This is gonna sound funny, but I love fried plantains. That comes to my mind.
We have weird snacks, huh?
That's okay.
Try putting that on a rider, right? Yeah, we want a salad, mint chip ice cream, and plantains. No M&Ms, no Doritos. What?
Oh
That's probably better than people only want red M&Ms.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love black licorice too. That's something I've always liked. Like the panda.
So you got to start it now. We're just
Yeah, I grew up with that. So it's in England. I don't know, for some reason there was a lot of they have a thing called licorice all sorts. So black licorice was always a big favorite.
She was obviously a little goth girl, only eating black licorice.
So
no red.
I'm French. Je suis française. French was my first language, and I was born in France, but I lived in England when I was a kid. So I have a lot of nostalgic things about England. So
okay,
yeah,
cool. This is a little bit off the wall. If you were an animal, what kind would you be, and why?
That's a great question. I love questions like that because then I'm like,
I think I would want to be a cat.
Cat.
Yeah, because I'm a dancer, so I love how cats are just so graceful and slinky, and yeah.
I think I'd want to be a dog or a wolf so I can howl at the moon and just run around and be free in the woods.
Okay.
How about you?
I would either be a crow or a red panda.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
I like those. That's cool.
Maybe I'm a little stereotypical saying a crow is a goth, so maybe I'll just stick with the red panda. But yeah. Was there anything you wanted to talk about on here that we haven't touched on?
Probably so much stuff. Well, I mean, this is sort of for the end of the show, which maybe we're getting to, but people can find us at frenchyandpunk.com. We have an Instagram page. We have YouTube page with lots of videos from our earlier records too, like Zen Ghost. We're on Bandcamp, TikTok, X or Twitter, Threads.
Yeah.
So people can get, you mentioned Bandcamp. That's a way to connect with us. We always answer our emails and go through that stuff.
We also have a store page called batfrogs.com. Batfrog is like our symbol, and it has been for many years. And so our albums are on there, our t-shirts. Scott has a solo project called Guitar Me of One. His stuff is on there. It's like a surf spy kind of project. So batfrogs.com.
And maybe a couple shout outs. Shout out to our friends at Trishan in the UK. Martin Bowes actually mastered the new record.
Okay, cool.
And he has a really cool act that he's had for 40 years at Trishan, who are supposed to be touring in the US this summer or this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately.
Next year.
Any other shout outs we have to friends?
Oh my God.
Yeah. George Grant from the band Black Rose Burning is on tour right now around the Midwest. So check out his shows. Come see us in Atlanta if you're at Dragon Con.
So we're playing on the Saturday night at the Atrium Ballroom at 10. I think the doors are at 10 and we play at 10:30.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got any other questions?
Nope. That the only other thing I've got is what message do you have for anyone who watches this?
Message.
Support independent music. Go see your local. Go see bands at your local venues.
Yep.
It means so much when bands are on tour to actually have people show up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
To share. It's an exchange of energy. It's a beautiful thing.
And thank you very much, Eric, for doing what you do. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. I appreciate that. All right. If you want to hang out off there, you're welcome to stick around after the credits roll. If not, thanks for coming on. And it was fun to talk to you.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
for you.